go, man.
El Relo on him.
Hello, everybody. This is your man Jay Takashi, and we're here to bring you guys another anime podcast tonight. Since today we're gonna talk a little. We're gonna be doing just a little debate between me and Wally. We're gonna be discussing Digimon Tamers versus Digimon Frontier, and Wally here is being a hoe by waiting to the very last minute to pick what the hell he wants to pick, and I
don't know why you over here saying like flirtatious, violential words. Like, again, this is supposed to be a surprise. It's supposed to be a thing. We are supposed to come in here and speak our piece to the people, give our hearts to the people. And you over here talking about, oh yeah, hey, let's tell each other what we're gonna pick before the show even begins. Like, what world?
No. You had 2 weeks to prepare. Fuck that.
I don't hear that shit. I don't hear that.
But we're gonna get right into it. And I know Zeno here is just gonna be the referee for a little bit, and we're gonna talk some other things soon. But I think the longest will probably go. We'll see what we get to. But because this is important to me, so I want to knock this out. Now, Wally, since I'm the host, which makes you the guest, you get to pick. Oh my God!
He's I'm the guest. Like I don't know how to come and go. Like, okay, interesting.
Yeah, but you get to go first. So okay, so which side are you picking?
It's crazy how he wants me to go first just to make it easier on him. Like, Lord,
it has nothing to do with being easy, dude. I don't.
BS.
Gentlemen, let's go. Let's get into it.
All right, look, ladies and gentlemen.
Before we begin.
Yes.
Both Tamers and Frontiers are dog shit. Continue.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. And that's why it's such a hard deal. Unlike somebody here that kind of forced the hands of the people. Literally. Like, he just thinks, I'm just supposed to come here and just hand myself over and just say, well, fuck one of these motherfuckers because one of these got to be less trashy than the next motherfucker. Like, I'm just saying. Like, you're not going to force me to choose Tamers versus Frontier.
Okay, Wally, you go first as the host, and as the co-host, you go first.
What? Repeat what you just said.
I said, as the co-host of this goddamn podcast, Wally goes first.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Look, technically, I am as far as the podcast show goes. But
I heard that twice.
You already know how this works. But look,
what?
Nonetheless, look. Oh Lord, it's such a hard deal to pick between the two because I love them both. Truly, I do. I really love them both. Both of these seasons were like,
thank you, Wally. Thank you.
God tier evolution from the first two. Like, don't get me wrong, the second one was nicer. It was nice to step forward, but ultimately, all in all, it was like a continuation. But this is what we're talking about, next level type stuff. Like, gosh, yes. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Look, but if I had to pick one, and this is tough. I would say the reason I would choose. Okay, this is my choice, right? Between Tamers and then between Frontiers. Both of them are fucking like crazy good. For me though, and it's so tough because, oh my God.
Told you it's hard.
Oh, it's so tough. Cause I love them both. Cause like on Frontiers, they gave you more characters to work with, which is better, more designs to look at. But then on tier on Frontier on Tamers, right? Tamers, they gave you 3, and then plus some extra on top of it on the side piece, right?
Yeah, they're kind of like side characters.
Even though there's only like no main character, like they're not the main characters, but they're just side piece, Digimon characters, which was still good enough because it still was cool. So for me, okay, so this is how I take it, right? I'm going with Tamers. Again, this is not a shot to Frontier. This is just me having to choose one for the simplicity of there has to be one over the other. But I think the reason why I choose Tamers, and here's the reason why. I love the idea of you being able to manufacturally create your own Digimon without even knowing that you did it in the first place. Like, that is just golden. Like, that's golden, right? And then 2, the designs, like every single time these Digimon evolved, it just got better and better between the two. It's like you like the main character, he was the goofball, the newbie in a sense, but then you bring in the other characters. It's like you get one that's a little bit more confident, you get one that's cool and laid back, but then on the side, she's like, you sort of take her as like, oh, she's so surreal, but at the same time, think she got it all together when reality, deep down inside, she really is like sort of a heartbroken character from past traumas, but she sort of keeps it tight because she's not trying to show that tight because she does not want to receive any type of sympathy, give or take, for any closeness. But overall, these characters, like even from the main characters to their Digimon, great. Like I just love it all together. Like the characters, personalities, the Digimon, how they also linger in personalities, and also just like how they evolve thoroughly as they constantly keep growing. And then you got the side piece characters, like the side piece Digimons with connections of the overall connected piece, which is, as you know, it is the white with the purple tips, wings that has the crest that is the main hub for the evolution of the main 3 characters. And then you have the mystery Digimon that comes along the way, which is pretty much the little devil Digimon, right? That is constantly
Antmon.
Yeah, the purple one, with the smiley face on his chest. Yeah. He comes around, and next thing you know, he's trying to find some giveaway of purpose, only to find out that these 2 kids are pretty much his utmost tamers, and then it's like he now has somewhere that he belongs. But in the sense of him belonging, he gains this new foundation of leveling up and foundation of just reaching a whole nother level and reaching a whole nother purpose in there, other than causing havoc, but now having purpose for good. Sometimes there's nothing more better than that when you're trying to find characters to evolve overall within themselves, but at the same time, even the Digimon, giving the Digimon more humanary futures, because of course you look at the Digimon as just nothing but creatures, tools, as most people would say, for power, right? But you show that they also have, just as much of decency and humanity within them, where you end up, giving them and showing them that crusade of love and support as well. So very interesting details in this overall, just as far as my base summary. But I'll say, just to give some quick props before we actually go in deeper details, why do I also got to give massive respect to Frontiers? It is pretty much the same way. Like Frontiers, again, this is more of the spiritual Digimon expectations. But even then, there's another reason why I love this one, right? Because instead of actually having a Digimon partner, you're just embodying the spirit of the Digimon warrior. And you are pretty much fusing with that spirit as one, becoming a digital entity and, like human plus digital entity fusing together in one cohesive body to be such thing.
And also, Wally, to add to that point right there, right, that I agree with, I told Jay, and he told me I was completely crazy. The fact that the human essentially becomes one with the Digimon, becoming a digital entity, it is the exact same premise as Cross Wars. Because in Cross Wars, Digimon fuse with each other via Digicross, and that's exactly what Frontiers is. All the people, all the
in a
all the
baseline, because you can pretty much say because we saw Digimon with Digimon, but Frontiers took it to a whole nother level, right? And then did human and Digi Spirit. So yeah, because if you think about it,
human Digimon Digicross.
Right. Because you got to think about it too, right? If you think about it, a lot of the Digimon, they do reflect their owner, right? So it's like it's two in the same pot. Like for instance, think of it like first season, right? When Agumon was going to evolve, but Agumon was evolving because of Tai and his emotional ties to him. And guess what? He goes on and evolves into a he evolves into that anti Digimon.
The DNA or whatever, Metal Greymon or whatever.
Right, and he's all bones and he's on bones and everything.
Oh
right?
no, that's the dark version. That's dark.
Yeah.
That was Dark Evolution.
The bone. Yeah,
that was Skull Greymon.
I forgot what they said exactly is the Digi Evolution. I know it's like anti-Digi Evolution, something like that. But yeah, he was the anti version, and in that, it was corrupt data evolution, something like that. And then he evolved into that flop form where he was just overpowered but also uncontrollable. And that point, if he would ever constantly do that, that would have cost his life, which forced him to ultimately be a baby again, which had time. So again, it's like there is a deep connection, which is why I say on another podcast over there with a pal of mine's over at Anime Unleash over at Sparta HQ Network, we were talking about this same thing, and it's like this bond, like pretty much it's like the bond between a human and its pet, right? And you can't separate it. Like if you ever have a dog or whatever pet you have, that bond between you and that pet is so connected to the point that they know how you're responsive and everything else. So it's like you pouring your energy, your soul, your vibration into that same Digimon pretty much the same way. So yeah, it's pretty much like a link. It's like
just like
a link between you and the human.
Yeah, and then and for that example as well, we could also go down the road of the series after Frontiers, which was Digimon Saviors, does it, and they dial it up to 11, because in Saviors they have in their Digivices are based off their owner's DNA. So they need their owner's DNA charge in order to digivolve.
Right. Yeah, it's more connection. So, but just to ramp it up, just so Jay can make his point. But other reason why I really like this is because again, Frontier was more about spirits, right? You obtain a spirit, that spirit warrior becomes you, and that spirit warrior are fused together, and the embodiment of what it looks like afterwards. The designs, I'm talking like God tier, like. Fucking A, man, that shit was beautiful.
Which one, in Frontiers or
Frontiers? Like, no, I'm talking about Frontiers right now. Like the evolutions of the Digimon were like God tier. I'm talking about from the dude in the red with the red Digimon spirit to the fox one. The fox was OP. I don't give a fuck what no one say. Y'all can go fuck yourselves.
The guy who does the
blue dude, yes.
Yeah, that he transforms into metal. What was it? Magna Garurumon.
Yeah, that dude was OP, bro. From the freaking wolf soldier with the two blades to then going to
Lobo. He's talking about Lobomon and Kendo Garurumon. That's what he's called. That's just like his beast form.
Well, pretty much. But yeah, but by the time you got that dude when he leveled up, bro, I don't care.
And Bale Wolfmon. That's his
fusion. Samurai Wolf Spirit, bro, legendary.
Bale Wolfmon.
Legendary.
Yeah, boys, give me a minute.
Gotcha.
Complete, utter legendary. I mean, overall, and don't get me wrong, there were other beautiful designs too, because they also had the female with the pink. Her design, I love when they got to her one. She went to a butterfly to like a bird type, and then
she was like a fairy.
Fairy angel, and then the electrical beetle. Then of course, like all their designs were all great. I also love the dude that the last character of them, which got like
the darkness one,
wolf. Oh my gosh!
Oh, the Shadow Lion.
Yes, bro. He's talking about
Koichi,
top tier people.
Brother.
If you have not seen Frontiers, you got to go see that shit.
Yes. So that's why I said like.
Share my screen.
Oh, hold on.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Don't overdo it though. Okay, yeah. Now,
How
see,
can you
technically,
say
it's
this is
still the
trash?
same thing. Now, this is when they high graded.
The best leader.
Emperor Greymon.
This. Dog. That's when no, that's when they got Gotchi on that. Oh my.
I'm gonna get a copyright. Ah, you should not get it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, when we re-upload this Morley had to get cut.
Spirit Evolution. Warrior Light. Now that's cool.
You can't get better than this.
Yeah, I mean, overall, that was like, I give Frontiers that, like, the Digimon designs. Shut the fuck up. If anything, right? The designs of Frontiers versus Tamers are like night and day, right? But I feel that Frontier had the better design, Digimon wise.
Right.
Okay. I mean,
well, yeah.
I think they're both equally. I'll say this. I think they're both a little equally good, but I think Frontier is where their designs.
Tamers was too much CGI.
Oh, you mean when they got to the final evolution?
Yeah, the mega level was too much CGI.
Okay, so I will say this: the only ones that are CG are Gallantmon and Mega Gargomon, but Sakuyamon's is straight up animation, which makes hers the best one. Which I love her Mega. She's my favorite. She's my favorite Digimon female. Literally over Angelmon any day of the week. But Wally, is that everything?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pass the torch right now because literally, like, yeah, because pretty much like you were saying a little bit too, like, yeah, when it came to my favorite character, like, don't get me wrong, like, if I had to choose characters like in Tamer, of course the boy, because let's be real, you're able to create your own Digimon. The female was the next one for me with her fox. That was the next one.
Rika?
And the dude, yeah, and then the dude was last. Like,
yeah, the guy, the green guy, right, with the green Digivice.
Henry.
Yeah.
Henry. But yeah, Henry did have
Terriermon.
Yeah, yeah.
If y'all know the names,
but for me, he was the least interesting one. But yeah, but overall, that's my order. Like, it would be the dude with the goggles that created his own Digimon, the female with her fox Digimon, which is beautiful, and then yeah, he's the last one.
It's even funnier because he hit, like, honestly, I know this might sound crazy, but in Tamers, Henry, right, with the green Digivice, right?
Uh-huh.
His Digimon's final Mega Evolution form was just a giant mecha, and it was sick.
No,
right?
And that's funny.
The design of his face was a little bit better. That's my only problem with it. But other than that, he is a giant artillery. Man.
Yeah, he's just straight firepower.
He's basically heavy arms from guns.
My only thing is the crazy part was too,
and he can move at the speed of light too when he was spinning when he fought demons.
Right. So my only thing, right, when you think about like Tamers, because this was the only thing about Tamers that was sort of a little off for me is like, okay, we started with 3 characters, but magically towards the end, we're starting to find more Tamer kids, and then they're over here getting Digimon.
Like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to count the little kids,
because the one girl was one thing because of the Leomon, and then but even though Leomon got and then there's Kenta and Kazu. Yeah, it was just, yeah. So it was crazy.
Yeah. So they're more like sideline characters, really. I wouldn't say the part that you know what? I'll go now. All right, okay, guys. Like I said, I love both seasons personally, and it's really hard to pick one over the other. Even though I would say Tamers and Frontier have like that final boss that does a really good job, but I gotta take my bias out. D-Reaper is just like a world-ending thing that they could not have. That got into the world where I think that's what amps it up for me, but also what kind of gives Frontier the little edge, in my opinion, is the whole Koichi story, because how he got to the very digital world, which is everybody knows what I'm talking about, the Shadow Line, aka Loamon, his Digivolutions. When he is probably the darkest. To me, it was like a Gaara arc when he got introduced. That's the darkest, strongest character that gets introduced. that wastelands the whole team multiple times, literally multiple times.
Before you even get a chance to evolve.
Say what?
Before you barely get a chance to even evolve, like in his base one form, he was slapping people.
Well, yeah, when he was Dustmon. Remember, he had a corrupted form.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't really get a chance to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah, because Shrumimon had taken that spirit from Ophanimon and them, and he made his own personal warrior of darkness. But the thing is, it was a corrupted human spirit and beast spirit is what it was, because he became like that adult vulture, like monster at the end, and it took a fusion of Koji. It took a fusion of Koji's human and beast spirit just to even contend with his freaking to contend with the corrupted warrior version of it, because neither human or beast spirit could beat it. Is what it was, and they literally had a 1-on-1, and he one-shotted his ass. That shit was. I'm sorry, bro. It was literally Gar. What he did to Koji. But guys, let me get back into that because there's many things I want to talk about. But let me get off my roll. But both I think in terms of, and I want to get to this before I get to the characters. I think what Tamers does, the only negative Tamers has is that it has a slow start, literally, because Takato is the main character and we are one of the main characters, the trio. And we kind of start with his story first, really, before Henry and Rika come into play.
Mm-hmm.
And the first three, well, and I'm talking about slow, guys. We have to get used to Digimon. He has to understand what it comes responsible being a Digimon, and also the real threat. The threat doesn't really come in until the Davis come in. That's when really the story actually really picks up, like really right there. At the time, it was just them getting to know one another, being introduced into this world, getting to know things, having knowledge. And honestly, I'll keep it real. Their best character, really, before Rika, is really Henry. Henry is mature above Rika and Takato.
Which is why I don't like it though. It's like he didn't.
No, because Henry doesn't have any tragedies or any personal.
Well, I know, but
I'm not saying he's a weak character. What I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying that. He didn't have no build up like the others do.
Yeah. I actually like him the most because he reigns in Takato. He reigns in Rika. Whenever it's needed, and here's what I mean by I say that, guys. Henry knows that Rika is tough. He knows this, but the difference is he knows there's a different side to her altogether, and also I would say he's the big brother of the group if I had to say anything, and no one's ever made an argument like that about about Tamers, that he's like a big brother to the group, and I say that he is because. He's mature. He comes up with plans. He helps, like he's actual friends to these two, even though they couldn't be more opposite. Henrika and freaking Takato, obviously. And with Rika, she's the most developed character on that squad. I would say her, Henry, and then Takato, because Takato's the I wouldn't even call him the leader more so. I think Henry's the leader and Takato's just a really good guy that goes on his gut. That's what he does. Near the end. That's how I'll say that. Because even when they fought G Reaper, he came up with certain plans for them to do. He was strategizing and stuff like that, especially at the very last episode. Like, yo, we gotta do this and we gotta get together, we gotta take care of this shit. So when I say Henry, I am giving him that credit. The only thing you can say is that he tried to be a better big brother to his little sister. That's about the only thing I can say. That's why I'm saying, is that like character worthy? I don't know. It was a little something because his little sister. My bad. There's like 7 Tamers. I'm sorry. By the end of this series, there's like 7 fucking Tamers. His little sister is one too.
Is his little sister a Tamer?
Yeah, she was. She had an Telemon. And then when they went to the digital world, and then it was a giant rabbit with ears and shit like that. She literally.
Okay, I know about that one. Yeah, that was brown with pink. I know.
Brown with the pink. It was like a pink Terramon. Yes, that's
supposed to be the bunny rabbit version.
Yeah, bunny rabbit or like a chocolate pink bunny. That's what she was. So yeah, it's funny. I'm like, yeah, that's the only thing Henry had to do. It was a little more so like the only conflict he had for maybe was like trying to be a better brother to his little sister, and that's about all he was trying to do. He wasn't a punk or anything, but he was, he had to realize how important like his sister is to him. His family, his grandfather, his parents. Even though his dad is the creator of the whole Digimon thing that they made, that's really where his development comes from that particularly, and really fixing his dad's. Well, him and his dad are fixing their problem that they're made. That came from his family. So that's a family thing, as I see. But that we can get to that later.
I mean, yeah, but I think that's the only part of like his story that makes it interesting.
His story, yeah, that's what he's
trauma. His family trauma is the thing that really makes it his side of the story interesting.
Yeah, and it's like it's a way of him fixing the mistakes of his dad's past. But even though his dad they didn't intend to make that mistake, it is what it is. That's why it is what it is. When it hits harm later on. Now with Rika's whole thing, which is probably the best tomboy female that we've ever had in freaking Digimon. She shits on every other female personally, in my opinion. I don't think anybody better than her. Her emotions, her exterior, and she wanted to be the best. Number one. That was her whole thing when we first introduced her. I'm a Digimon.
Yo.
I'm better. I'm
By the way,
I'm better than everybody.
Share my screen.
What?
Share my screen.
Oh my god.
That's the view. Wait, what?
Oh, Data Squad. Okay.
No, that's not. Why is it not showing my other one? Or do I have to change it? Hang on, give me a second.
You might have to change it, my friend. Oh, okay.
Wait.
Yeah, let me know when you pop it up. I'll
there we go.
Okay. Oh, the Japanese version of the music.
Yeah, that was the other thing that made them different too. They had
evolution.
Okay, so technically they did the fusion first. So they
digicross. That's literally it's just a digicross.
No, they later did that first.
I'm giving digicross all this credit.
Yeah, but see, this is where this has become Omega because they did the Royal Knight standpoint. So that's which makes them even further.
Yeah, dude. Hold on, we gotta credit Zeno, but these seasons came out before Cross Wars, man. You can't give it to benchmarks. I'm not doing that. That's crazy.
This guy becomes a mega tank out of all mega tanks.
Yeah, dude, like he's basically that's what I'm saying. He's like the heavy armed Gundam.
A fortress of massive power.
Now I can see where he said the CG on this because that it didn't like a video game. This is the best one.
Yeah, but that's what makes it clean. So I don't care.
Well, no, I like hers because her.
No, hers.
All anime.
Bro, this one.
This is the best one.
Here, beauty. You don't get better than this. Like literally, it does not get better than this. It does not get.
She becomes like a Kitsune warrior.
Yeah, bro. So Kuyama. The best one.
It does not get better than that.
But yeah, guys, those are the best evolutions. But Rika's whole thing is I'm a Digimon queen. I became the best at Digimon. It got boring to me at that point until I wanted a real Digimon, and then Renamon came to me like, you're looking for the best Digimon. I'm the best, and then that's how that story started. And then it was all about defeating strong Digimon and loading their data and becoming the strongest tamer is what it was after that. And then after that, after she ran, she comes across Takato and them. Her whole thing was learning that first of all, just being able to interact with those two. Number one, which she kind of was doing her own thing. Especially her whole vendetta. I wouldn't say she had a vendetta against freaking Takato. I wouldn't say that at the point, but she's the hardest on him because he's a noob. Henry, not so much. But she saw both of them. She thought they were kind of weird, but at the same time, but more so she's hard on Takato because Takato's more soft-spoken and she's more tough-driven. And that's why I say, like, if this was Pablo Girl, she'd definitely be Buttercup, literally, without the weights. But yeah, her development comes on. Like her development has tied in with her family, with her goals, her dreams, her I wouldn't say insecurity, her ability to open up to others. That was her whole thing. That was her whole story arc that she had to go through. And even Runaway Locomon had a movie dedicated to her and her dad that we never knew about. So that's why I say she's the most developed character, and her story is her journey is a struggle one of what it is. It's a struggle of endeavors for her, particularly, but she does make it though at the end. So I was really impressed. Like I was really impressed how they did her character. Now, okay, let me get a second. Let me get to Kato. Takado is a crybaby, particularly, but he does fight when needed. He really loved Digimon. He really loved Guilmon. He was his best friend. He never had a friend before, particularly, except besides Jerry, who later becomes his love interest at the very end. We all know that. And his journey was to become a tamer. That's what I would say. His whole journey, literally throughout the entire series, from the beginning to end, was becoming a Digimon tamer, getting strong. And there was even a special episode they had for where this one tiger. It was I'm pretty sure it was one of the Devas came in, and it was the tiger one. And specifically, Renamon and Terramon literally said, like, I can't intervene. This is this motherfucker's fight because he needs to learn. And that's what made Renamon such a great character, by the way. Renamon is freaking awesome. She's wise, smart, and cool. Badass. That's why I said she's the best. Like, Rika's the best character they got, personally. Takado's more so of, like I said, learning about Henry and his thing, learning about Rika, trying to be closer to Rika, trying to actually combat threats without turning into a freaking, I would say not losing his love of the Digimon game, and also not taking things lightly. He had to take, this whole thing was making friends in general. But I think what he really understood was love interest at the very end when Jerry's not longer herself, when she loses Leomon. He's literally forced freaking Guilmon to digivolve through his hatred. Now I would give Wally I would give him that, because it's more of a correct form of digivolution. And that was the ugliest violent evolution we've ever seen. When he forced him to digivolve to Mega because he couldn't beat Beelzemon and shit. Oh man, it's looking at the Beelzemon. That actually might be the second greatest character. Actually, no, he's the second greatest character. You literally have a little imp that's going around trolling motherfuckers in the human world, and he's shooting fireballs, red fireballs, and he had this play on humans, as if humans are just one. He's telling Digimon don't be pets for humans because of how he got treated. Later on, we find in the backstory about those two kids who were meant to be his tamers, and he ran away from them. And he's just, what I'm saying, putting on a front and just freaking literally just saying, yo, telling Renamon multiple times, like, yo, why are you being this human girl's freaking toy and shit, like pet and shit, like what's going on? And also, we forgot to bring up Calamon, but Calamon is kind of like the glue that ties the story together later on in the series. But
I brought up Calamon. I pretty much said, like, you said a little source power. He's the source power of the evolution.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Oh, okay, but yeah, later on, like I said, he has a character arc that's amazing. From where he started, because it's more of a redemption. It's more of a I wouldn't even say a power trip. He went on a little bit. He went a little bit on a tirade a little bit once he got a taste of evolution, and then he came and like I said, he had a fall. He went from falling to rising, is what it was at the very end. And once he finally gets a taste of evolution, trust me, it's of the correct kind. But he pretty much goes all the way right into Mega. Once the Sovereigns give him a taste of power, literally work for them and stop the Digidestin and then after when he literally lights out Leomon, he gave him the lights out treatment. Um, he got beat, and then he got beat by Galamon. He got some clarity and actual realization because he got spared because Jerry told Galamon to spare his life, even though it was right for him to like end that cat's existence from what he did to Leo. But and then he comes back and helps them later on in the Reaper arc, which he self-sacrificed himself in order to save the very person, save the very tamer of the person who lost their Digimon, which I love redemption arcs. If they're done very well, they can be very successful. And this was one of those successful storylines. They managed to pull it off with him, with that character.
It makes him great because this is like, but this is why I love like Digimon. Like, unlike
another 1 and 2 don't compare to these. But when it comes to character,
well, yeah, but I'm just saying like in general. But like when you look at this versus, for most people will say for Pokemon, because Pokemon is the flip flop comparison. You can tell the massive growth of Digimon as it starts and as it slowly builds up and is finished. Whereas Pokemon, it's not as much the same until like you touch movies, which is sort of sad.
And the movies aren't canon, so.
You're right.
But Digimon movies are Pokemon.
No, Pokemon movies are not canon.
Well, say that one more time.
Pokemon movies are not canon.
Neither are Digimons.
Exactly.
As one that because I want to make sure we're clear on both of them, but they're
well.
both
The thing is, one. I mean, technically, and I say this very thoroughly.
Runaway Pokemon should be canon, honestly.
One for sure would be canon, and I'm talking about like I think it's the Pokemon 2000s when we saw the younger Oak. The only crappy part that's so problematic is the technology that just don't make no sense because there's.
But it was great though. The first Digimon movie was great. Like with that whole I forgot what the Digimon's name was, but essentially it was a virus, right? And
Deoxys.
Huh?
Deoxys? You said the one?
No, Digimon.
No, you're talking about Digimon, not Pokemon.
Whoa. Which movie?
The one where they had to stop like that virus Digimon from firing off a nuclear warhead.
Oh, you're talking about the first movie.
Yeah, the first Digimon movie, and then that's when they introduced Omegamon or Omnimon in the Japanese dub.
Omnimon.
Yeah. I know.
And he's just broken to all hell.
I kind of actually, you know what? I like the Tamer movies more. Kind of. I'm not saying I don't like the first one. The first one is fine for me. I used to watch it a lot. I didn't hate it, but I had to watch the uncensored version because America censored a lot of those. But yeah, that's why I say F them in that regards. But for me, it's the Tamers has 2 movies, just like the original has 2, but they made that Try one, so I don't know if I would count that one, but that's fine, whatever.
Try was the last evolution is what it was called.
Oh yeah.
And that was that bro. At the end of Try's movie, that made me cry like a bitch, bro. I'm like, bro, we finally come full circle. We save the digital world. We save humanity, and then that's it. We say goodbye to our Digimon partners for forever, essentially. At that point,
it's like you can never really keep them. It's like eventually they have to go.
Yeah, eventually you lose your partner.
At least with Frontiers, at least we don't get to do that sad reunion, like particularly like that. The only thing you know is that the bonds of Digimon they made over there, like the people that they helped, like that's the goodbye story. More so for Frontier that I like, but it's more so because I'll get on Frontiers in a bit. But what I do like, yes, they cannot survive in the Digimon world. Even that was a thing in Tamers that we all know and love to be true.
It was also a thing in Cross Wars that Digimon can live in the human world.
Later on, not yeah, but remember, I'm not saying I haven't seen it. I have seen a little bit, but it's just like, but that's still kind of wild, though. I tell people that. But for Frontiers, it was more so for them. It was like, okay, you guys are the legendary warriors. I'm picking you 5 kids to save the digital world, literally. But what I like is once they beat the bad dude, no, it's the job is not done. It is not done.
It's never done. That's the funny part about it.
Like with Tamers and all that stuff, we did no Calamon got caught, so we gotta go to the world to go save him. Yet there's a bigger enemy than the Devas. They're sovereign, and no, not the sovereigns are our enemies, but sovereigns are fighting are our enemy as well.
Well, and then right now, and like speaking of which, coming back full circle to Cross Wars again, the whole gimmick is that essentially the Digimon King is corrupt, and the Digimon King is an evil tyrant, and the whole point is that the crew has to come together in order to beat the Digimon King, and for the main character's Digimon partner Shoutmon to become the new Digimon King. And then that builds up into the following series, Digimon Hunters.
I've seen Digimon Hunters. Actually, I saw all of it.
And then after Hunters, there's another. The next Digimon series happens right after one of the new ones is right after the events of Digimon Hunters. So it ties Cross Wars, Hunters, and this new one together. So it's like a drawn out storyline, right? But my whole thing too is that, Tamers and Frontiers both have their ups and their downs, and I can agree with both panelists here on this. Frontiers and Tamers were all okay in both their in both respects, but me personally, they're utter dog shit compared to what comes later on in the down the Digimon timeline. Because again, after Frontiers is Saviors, and then after Digimon Saviors is Cross Wars. So it's like, and in my 2 cents, my 2 favorite Digimon series period was Saviors and Cross Wars, because Cross Wars was just sick as hell. And I can play some clips here from my personal standpoint here to prove why it's great. Also, because one of the fan favorite Digimon from Tamers fucking dies. So,
he a hater.
Okay.
You're a hater.
Yeah, look. Dude, play my screen, Jay.
Bro, the OG, I swear, listen, and I know Ford does undeservedly gets hated, particularly, but people coming at Tamers, they're gonna kill you for that.
Hang on, Jay, share my screen.
Not me. I mean, I'm not gonna kill you for it, but you're still wilding. It's crazy. No, bring that a little bit. Going too much
Double cross.
Okay, I'm sorry, but you lost me when you brought this.
Double cross.
You lost me too.
I ain't gonna lie. See, man.
Say it, Wally. Say it. What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say it after. Let it finish.
Finish. I love how they still got the time when this show be playing the 6:52. I remember that.
Yep. Point proven.
No.
That's what I'm gonna say. No, Wally. No.
I'm sorry. Look, ladies and gentlemen, Digimon Fusion, aka Digimon X-Ron Wars.
Cross Wars.
Cross Wars.
However you say it properly. When I saw that Digimon show and how that was pushed, ultimately in my mind, in my heart of hearts, the worst shit ever. Fucking A. I'm sorry. No. Fuck no. No. Hell no. Hold. Wait. Let me help you.
I can't. That's what.
Let me help you.
But hang on. Before we go any further.
That's why I say more.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No.
What do you mean, no?
No. Shit. Dog
What
shit.
do you mean?
No.
Bro,
Think about evolution
Cross
of
Wars.
Reggie and Shoutmon.
Someone, cross
you
3,
overshoot
cross
this
4, X,
You-
or 4S,
Shit and piss,
5.
sir. Shit and piss. No. Look, I get it.
Oh, you came on
Think about
camera
it
just
every single time. I don't need to see an evolution on top of evolution on top of evolution on top of evolution on top of evolution on top of. What the fuck is this? Are you all metal and you're just putting on each other?
That's what I'm
fusing together.
Digimon orgy? The freak?
They're fusing together.
I
That's
see
the
this
point.
every single time.
But let's not let's not pretend. Let's not pretend that in Frontiers, Susanomon was just a giant Digicross, because it was.
No, it was a combination of all the spirits. That's what that.
No, it was also the combination of the human souls together as well.
Dude, they all had to be, they all had to pilot it more.
But think about it. Even if you say that, how much time did they have to do that though? This was
Only once.
Continuation. He was a weak piece of shit that's constantly gotta keep doing it every show.
Yeah, and he actually, but then at the end of Cross Wars, he one-shots the Digimon King.
Ugh.
Man, I'm sorry. That shit.
That's still
no.
crazy though,
No.
because he's.
It wasn't enough for me.
Wait. Was that
It
when
wasn't enough for me.
when he was
Alright.
fused, right?
I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Uh,
I watched it.
I'm talking about when he was.
I let it have its piece. But there ain't no way in hell you're convincing me
Jay.
that was the best Digimon shit.
sorry, Jay.
We just
Play my screen again.
Okay, I see it. All right. Okay. You have to use the music a little bit. That way they play on fire. Just a little bit. Okay, right there.
This is how crazy it is.
Yeah, dude.
Had
he's using
car
every
pieces.
Digimon, literally.
Like, look at it. Like,
Digimon
how
Frontiers.
Final
Digimon
cross.
be?
Which is ridiculous, yeah.
Like, this is just like
Omega, dude, how is there
You're
two?
pretty much taking all the Digimon from yesteryears and putting in one just to beat this
No, not just a few.
They are.
Every single Digimon in the Digital Kingdom fuses with Shoutmon just to fight the Digimon King, and he one
Yes,
shot
and then
him.
he'll be called Shoutmon.
Cross 7 Superior Mode.
This is,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, I hope you
yeah.
understand why I'm saying that this is shit.
I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, honestly, you could say it's shit, but in reality, Shoutmon alone will curb stomp everybody in Frontiers and Tamers combined.
Because he's an egotistical son of a bitch.
He's the Digimon King! How are they gonna beat this? How?
Like literally, like you don't even have enough strength to even do it on your own. You have to bring everyone else and digitize everyone within you just to be able to do this.
And this is the
Like, that's what
Digimon
I'm saying,
King.
like, they made this so unrealistic that this shit just like is not even
It breaks
respectable.
the verse.
Like, don't get me wrong, like that's a crazy defeat. I'm not saying it's ultimately trash in that way. I'm saying for the fact that you had to go this far just to do it though, like come on, bro. No, I can't fuck with that.
It's like
Respectfully.
it's like when we get Ultra Instinct, and no, it's much Ultra Instinct, and then you do that against Jerry. And oh yeah, and by the way, Jerry can actually compete with all.
Watch this, see? Boom! One shots the Digimon King. No one in Frontiers can do that. No
But
one
that's
in
the thing.
Tamers
Well, why
can do
would they
that.
need to?
would they
You're
need
trying to
to?
have an ultimate fight. Why do one shot? Who cares? I'm trying to see the greatest fight in history. Like, the thing that's so whack about this thing. You had to one shot somebody.
No, but here's the thing. Throughout the entire series, they hyped up the Digimon King as this unstoppable monster, unstoppable tyrant. Here comes Shoutmon in superior mode, and one taps him.
But that's the thing. That what makes it so trash. Like
Yeah. That means your villain. The villain is trash. Is what that is.
exactly. Like you made the villain to be this entity that's so high grade, like over layered high grade. And then when you come into this form, you just one shot body his ass and you drop.
Hold on,
and then
Wally.
that's on the sideline.
Let me say something because I gotta say something to Zeno. the thing is with Tamers and freaking Frontiers, their final villains, it's not a cakewalk for them. They have to eat dirt a couple of fucking times before they whoop his ass.
Like
So-
it ain't a good fight
Frontiers-
if you ain't fighting back.
So the funny thing is, so I'll say this: since you have to get on Susanoo, my dude. Let me say this: when Susanoo first appears, yes, he does beat a Digivolved evolution of Lucimon, but he beats his human form. He did not beat the beast form. And guess what? Without knowledge of how to access Susanoo, they had to go into the human world. They went into their spirits, human beast spirit, and whatever, and they tried to freaking beat him, and they got decimated. And guess what? They didn't just one shot that nigga. They got beat badly, twice.
Well, because
remember, he went from that digital world to the real world. He was digging up from the train station. No, from where they came from the train station, all the way to the digital world. He went through the core of that damn place and tried to get there, and he wastelanded their asses. And it wasn't until
was this Frontiers or was this Tamers?
Literally told them, you guys literally have the power to stop him. And they had to become one. They literally had to become one all together with the human and beast spirits.
Yeah, so they digi-crossed.
They didn't digi-cross.
Yes, they did.
Because
okay, well, hang on. Stop for a second.
That's not even the argument, though.
The English version is digifuse, which is essentially what they did. They digifused into Susanoo, and then they beat this guy. The only reason they won was because they digifused.
They had to do it twice.
Yeah, they had to do it twice in order to win. Unlike Shoutmon, who he just had to go superior mode real quick and just over, done.
You still have to take all the other data from everybody.
Yeah, he had to get everybody in the universe, and in Frontiers there is nobody else. Remember, it's just the legendary warriors. Remember, all the Digimon. Oh, you never gonna tell you they scanned the whole digital damn world out of deletion. There was nothing there. That's why. So when they did it, it's okay because that's all there is.
But not only that, in
Exo Wars is what you're telling me is that there's still Digimon around the world.
Yeah, there was still Digimon in the digital world, but but what I'm saying is that the Digimon King was so powerful that no Digimon came close to his power level. So Shoutmon was like, if we're gonna beat this guy and put him away for good, we need to be on equal power level to this guy, and that's exactly what they did.
I would say Shoutmon was superior to him.
Yeah, hence why superior mode.
Because guess what? If we're on the same level, you should be able to do damage, but no. You should both be on the same tier. Because when you get to because like I said, there's a difference between fighting on equal grounds. If one character, like what Shoutmon just did just now, and Wally can contest to this, if both characters are fully healthy and they both power up and then he defeats him, then that's not a one shot. But if a plot device is keeping one
sorry, I also forgot
another character.
I forgot to mention
power up fully. Yeah,
I forgot to mention. They tried to fight the Digimon King the first time, got absolutely obliterated. He killed Shoutmon the first time.
How the hell did Shoutmon come back then?
Because power of friendship and the fact that they reloaded. They reloaded Shoutmon. He was gone, erased, and they found some way to bring out.
They found some scattered data where they were able to reassemble him.
Yeah, they reformatted and brought him back.
Because the logic of Digimon is if there's somebody's code missing or
once your code is digitized,
just get recreated.
Because technically, once you're digitized, honestly, because I remember if I'm not mistaken, they said this in the first Digimon. Once you're fully digitized, technically their data is lost. Technically. But then their data is rehabitated back where the egg farm, and then they rehash from there.
Yeah. Kari said it in the Digimon movie.
They didn't have to go through that link. They just had to pretty much find his data and then put it back together.
Because at the end of Cross Wars, I think it was 5 or 6 episodes before the end of Cross Wars, the whole team, the whole cast, pulled up to the Digimon King's like castle where he was, and they tried to jump him, and he wiped almost everybody out. But before he did that, Shoutmon tried to take him on one-on-one in base form, and the Digimon King annihilated him, killed him, right? So they had to reformat him, bring him back to life, and then have the plan. We need to fuse every single Digimon in the digital world if we're going to beat this guy. And that's how they came up with the plan. Give Shoutmon all the power, and we win. And that's exactly what they did. Like, the Digimon King's mind was so blown, he was like, did I really just get one shot? He literally said,
but that's my
he literally said verbatim, I'm the Digimon King. This is impossible. This shouldn't be happening.
But that's
and Shoutmon's like, well, we tried to tell you we were going to beat you. You didn't want to listen. You didn't want to change, so we had to put you down.
But I could always appease that to Lucamon, because Lucamon had.
But Lucamon was weak.
No, well, actually, he wasn't.
No. Yes, he was. Compared to this guy?
Well, wait a minute, but pause. Think about it. One, you had to call. Wait,
take him off.
Wait a minute. Jay, wait. Because think about it. You had to call You had to literally call Shoutmon superior mode.
No, Shoutmon cross 7 superior mode.
Cross 7, multiply 7, whatever it is. It's still X7. So think about that. You had to call him X7. Wait, what huh? Because if this guy is supposed to be superior mode, so you went at the level and then you now add the X7, meaning he went over it.
No, X7 is before. No, X7 is before superior mode. Superior mode is like his ultimate power level.
The implications of what you're saying, like when you emphasize it, it already tells me you already overcapped ahead of him. So that's signaling you're about to really just kill off this person in one go. That's trash. You're not bringing an epic fight. You're just bringing a close one and done and voila. Like,
well, actually, that's Saitama character. That's actually really One Punch Man. He won. He really one-punched him.
I want to see you actually squabble. I want to see you actually go through this.
I will say that. I will say to Zeno. Yeah, it's impressive he beat that dude, but the thing is, he just one-shotted him. It wasn't even.
That's not cool, bro. Like that's not fun.
And at least with the Royal Knights and Lucamon, they actually. Yeah,
come on, bro. I could probably go over at Digi Squad. Digi Squad had a harder time dealing with them when they got up there, and they had to push up there. And it's like by the time they got there, it's like okay, they can compete. Like, come on.
And he said Digimon Saviors. What is Digimon Saviors?
Data Squad. Data Squad in Japanese.
They're Saviors. Yeah.
Because he must be talking about Data Squad if he's saying that. Because I'm like, I don't remember anything named Saviors.
Yeah, because in Saviors, because in Saviors, the only reason they won was because Marcus or
Shine Graybar.
No, Marcus punched the Digimon God clean in the face and one-shot her.
That's okay. That's wild.
A human,
but that's
human beat the brakes off a Digimon God.
Well, he didn't beat the brakes. He did landed a good shot. But that's my thing. Is like. But see, that would make Marcus like a little bit unique in that TV series because the simple fact that his Digi powers is coming from him punching people.
Which is weird because a human shouldn't be able to touch a Digimon.
Yeah, but that what makes it fun and interesting. Because I love that.
Say what? Wally, I couldn't hear you.
No, I'm saying that what makes it interesting. Because you got to punch somebody. It's always good to lead off a little steam.
Yeah, but that still strikes me weird how a human can do that unless he's part Data himself or some shit.
Well, hey, if you think about it, when he punched them, that's how he gained the data.
No. Let me correct that. Unless this nigga's Mega Man, then I'm not gonna take that because at least Mega Man makes sense. Whenever he gets enough energy to go into the real world, he can hit something. Well, but he needs a lot of power to do it.
Right. That punch had a lot of power to get kicking and put some energy in that fist.
I will call inconsistently on that bullshit. That's weird to me. I'm like, wait, he just.
Well, hey.
How did a human do that?
It works, in my honest opinion. But
like I said, unless he's like a frontier, a fusion of something, how is he one shot? That doesn't make sense.
Go ahead, break this one now.
Oh. Wait, I'm going out?
No. I'm saying break this one down. This one. He's bringing this video.
Yeah,
Hell, even in Saviors, or DNA Squad, they would mop the floor with both Frontiers and Tamers just off the fact they have a level that goes beyond Mega. So
we all do.
Well, actually, no. Frontiers and Frontier has a level beyond Mega. Because Susanoo, Lucima, Mega, like
they all go past Mega. Now, if you want to talk about their forms and power, now that's different. That's questionable. Because I could sit here and say Tamers, they would have something because the Beast evolution is like somewhat different, but you can definitely say like
Beast is ultimate.
At this stage, like looking at the formations of their bodies and their character, like okay, yeah, I could probably sit here and say, yeah, there's definitely more of a defeat with them.
The legendary warriors are champion. No, the legendary warriors are champion, and their Beast spirits are all.
Well, Royal Knights were but I'm saying like if you had to compare,
and then
if you look at the strength of what they're at,
almost Mega.
Oh, I forgot how good that dude looks. Damn.
Oh, Rosamond, that's my girl.
Oh, yeah,
Lord. Good Lord. Blessed man. Blessed be the.
It's Batman, the Digimon.
Pretty much. But he's technically Hawkman. Well, Falcon Man or some shit.
God, man, I miss Jetix, man. God damn. That's such a
I know this might sound crazy. Shine Greymon is better than War Greymon.
That's not crazy. I'm good with that.
But here's the bullshit in this. This dude they're fighting is a royal fucking knight. And
but
that's the point. Like, you getting at that rank of that level, like that's my whole point. Like being able to level up there.
See the thing in the Royal Knights was in Frontiers too. The two dudes they were.
They were Royal Knight level.
So if he's a Royal Knight, then that means he's on their tier.
Yeah, they just got into their tier.
Yeah, those are Mega levels. Plus,
because Burst Mode is above Mega at this point, like, and they're fighting a Royal Knight.
That's Mega.
Well, yeah, of course, is ahead of Mega, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but Mega wasn't there like their main protagonist. Cause like Mega was technically the second or the third form. Like they were a form before that. Well, they were a form after that.
Don't believe it. There's a crack in your shield. By never giving up and always believing in themselves, the humans made the impossible possible.
Now's our chance. Quickly attack, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I want you to get your point out.
You'll see in a minute.
No, I'm just waiting for this now because I just throw that last piece of points. But this was definitely not an easy fight. That's what I'm saying. That this type of stuff right here is like.
I have to watch Data Squad to figure this out because it's all new to me. I know who Shine Greymon is, though. I just know that.
Sends him flying into the ground.
Who that is?
Dog, that is just fucking canon.
It was like they look like teenagers with like Digimon. Is what it was.
And then no, hey, watch what happens next. I'm showing you now. Human potential.
God, that shit.
He shatters a Royal Knight's shield and proceeds to G-check a Royal Knight.
See, that's what I'm saying. That shit is OP. That's why I sort of laughed at that because that was so OP that he did that.
Oh, they didn't one-shot him. He just broke his shield.
No, because
that was the whole point. Like that
was the whole point. He was this Royal Knight was talking all this shit to Mark and his friends. He's like, "Oh, I'm a Royal Knight. I'm above Mega level. I'm above."
Oh, I thought you said he one-shot at him.
No,
yeah, the shield. The shield was the one shot.
Then
yeah.
There's other moments where Marcus actually punched Digimons in the face.
Like, I was like, dude, you one shot at a Digimon, that's wild. But you said,
no.
No, what I'm.
That's what I thought you guys were saying.
No. In this context, hey, on Jay, in this context, right? The Royal Knight, this guy that they were fighting, was running his mouth, being like, "My shield is unstoppable. It's impervious. It will always protect me. It will never break." So Marcus is like, "I bet then. Me and my entire crew are gonna jump you, and we're gonna destroy that shield, and we're gonna shatter your ego." And the guy's like, "I would like to see you try." Marcus proves it because Shine Greymon chucks him at this guy. And he's like, "All right, you want to see human potential? I'm showing you." Boom, and punches clean through his shield. Completely shatters a Royal Knight's ego. Yeah. So, if a Digimon in this series can go past the Mega level with Burst Mode, but yet the human counterpart can punch Digimon clean in the face and knock them out, I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry.
But you do got to get fair credit though. Like Marcus had to burst that shit after it was damaged first though.
Yeah, but still, it was to prove a point.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that doesn't weather the idea of him doing it, but it had to be damaged first before he could actually smash that shit into pieces.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no,
you gotta get fair. You have to get fair criticism on that point. But overall, look, Marcus was an OP character in that shit. I love him so much.
Give me a
True
second.
definition of a dude being able to flex his emotions through punching. And being able to have some sovereign. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
All right, Wally, what was your point? I'm sorry, man.
What point? Which one?
Huh?
Which point are you talking about?
No. Was there anything else that you wanted to? What other points you wanted to make for Tamers or Frontiers? Because I didn't hear the Frontiers.
I mean, look, other than the sidebar off of going to Cross, it's just like overall.
I found it. I found the clip. Found it.
All right.
This was at the end of Digimon Saviors or DNA Squad in the Japanese dub.
No, we get a copyright for sure, bro.
I mean, we are, but that's why some parts we're just gonna have to take out, and then we're just gonna have to hey, look.
Yeah, bro. I don't want to have to edit that shit. Hold on, let me add it.
No, because I was gonna click it in. That's why.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This was when they were fighting the Digimon God, or in this version of this version of Digimon, the Digimon King or the Digimon Queen was essentially a god. And this is Marcus punching her clean in her mouth.
It's one of those higher deities.
Yep.
And actually, it was one of those deities because I remembered because they had to face deities in this one. Yeah. They had to face these deities.
This was a god they were fighting.
The term Ninja Souls in every goddamn anime at this point.
Yeah, because pretty much it's they took that from a mythical understanding. It's pretty much supposed to say like it's like
the tree,
the life.
The
life tree. Yeah, it's pretty much a fortress.
Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Not Greek. No. Yeah, but it's like majority of animes that I watch, bro.
Boom!
So, it's even in the freaking Goddess Romance. Oh my god!
He punched her clean in the face and killed her.
Yeah, now that part's fair. Yeah, that part's fair.
All right, Wally, what you were saying?
No, because just like if we're just mainly just talking about these two real quick without the added talking about anything else, but just Tamers and Frontier, like look, both of them again, real great. As far as Digimon wise, I would say Tamers for me, just the Digimon. Character wise, it's a little bit of a pick and choose. It all depends on what your favorite is. You can go either way for me.
Yeah.
And then
I would
it goes a long way because you can really go either way with any one of these two. It don't really matter to me because both of the formations, neither Spirit or the actual Digimon themselves, were both like incredible in design.
Yeah, because for me, the three best characters really in Frontiers is the Fire Boy, my man.
Pretty much the leader.
Koji, and his brother, the two brothers of Light and Darkness. Like they're the strongest. I would say they're the strongest characters in the series.
The strongest, but yet the best of characters.
And then lore wise, Lusamon lives up to the hype. He does what he does. He has this Royal Knights that come in and fuck shit up. He had probably like the best henchman I've ever seen. And there were only two of them, and and they were beating him every time. And I actually like the Royal Knights personally.
Yeah.
I forgot. But that's why I say the three, like I said, the three strongest characters make Frontier awesome. the characters going with I would say the character, the cast, the school or the squad, quote unquote, had little moments of development, little moments. Zoe, JP, Tommy, which was a crybaby. Well, he was a crybaby at the front, but he learned to toughen up because of Takuya. Takuya's which is the fire guy. Like I like him a lot. His whole
I forgot that he has a corrupt DG evolution, but
yeah, no. I said the
crazy. That serpent dragon, that shit was lovely.
He used his hate to turn him into that.
Yeah.
But I would say Takuya's his development was by the way, him and Koji, Takuya and Koji were literally Matt and Tai, but done right.
Right. Yeah.
Like they're the real successors because Koji had to get Takuya in line because he wanted him to be the leader, like literally, because he says, like, we fuck up. There's no second chance for us. He literally grabs his motherfucker by the clothes and hanging that nigga, like dragging that nigga. And he was like, yo, I want to know why you're here. Because you realize if we lose, we don't get a restart. And it took Koji to sacrifice himself to understand that he needed to take shit seriously. And he couldn't be a kid anymore. He had to literally turn into the leader. And he's pretty. I would say after Tai, it's Takuya for me. Like those are the best leaders, and everybody else is below. So his development was becoming a leader, literally, and putting his friends first and the mission at hand over his own ego, which he did.
Yeah, that also happens in.
That happened to Tai in the original too, but Tai had Matt, and in this case, Takuya has Koji, with their kind of co-leaders, but. At least at the time. But Takuya is a full-on leader after he comes back from that Locomon. Or at least when he thought he wanted to go home, particularly he had to come back and his whole friends were captured. And he had to go back and save them. And then that's when he understands, like, yo, I know what it means to be a Digimon now. I'm mature now. I know what I gotta take care of. And also when they beat the evil dudes, they use the elements to beat them. Literally, he said that Brad is stronger than I last remember, because the dude speaks in knightery talk. He talks like a knight. And then he says they're using the forces of nature to amplify their attacks. And the thing is, he could actually sense the weather changing in the air, which was really crazy. I was like, bro, he's predicting the weather and it's listening to him. So which is really crazy. But
it also reminds me of what happens in Savior, where Masaru, or Marcus in the English dub, right, was like, there has to be a way for me and Greymon to get stronger. Like, we need to get stronger. My friends are getting their asses kicked, and my family is in danger, and my town is in danger. I need more power, right? And he gets so corrupted by the fact he's like, I need more power. I need to get stronger, to the point where Greymon, at that point, is absorbing the negative energy of his emotions, which turns him into the dark burst mode, to the point where he turns evil, and he couldn't handle the burst mode's power. Yeah, and it ended up killing him.
Yeah, it was overkill, like, bro. It because he was so enraged. I'm talking about just blown over. That energy was so a lot. It was just like.
Yo, I want to thank whoever put this.
And this is why you have to love Digimon, bro, because the level of this was just perfection. It shows you, like, this is what we go through, like, when we're young, bro. Like, ladies and gentlemen, if Digimon don't teach you nothing, don't neglect your kids, goddammit. Don't neglect your kids.
But like I said, what Digimon does is forces these kids to grow up and actually become heroes.
Well, yeah, but that's my thing.
To become better versions or become worse.
But we're speaking from a parent perspective, looking at this and putting their kids to this. Never neglect your kids.
That's my boy right there.
Do not neglect your fucking kids. Like,
I'm sorry. Yeah, you know what? I've had a change of heart. I will agree with you guys. I think season 4 has the best designs. Every time I see a Goonie
bro, come on. You can't deny it. Like,
dude, look at that badass bison, that hybrid ass bison. No, let me go back to that. Look at this motherfucker. And
that's the wolf, right? That's him as a.
Hold on, let me get to him.
You just can't deny it. That's how good this stuff is.
Hold on. Let me see. I'm waiting for the show him. Now that's the wolf. Look at the kid. That's supposed to be the little boy, the youngest in the group, and he got his beast spirit looks boss, and he has battle axes. Yep. I was like, okay, y'all motherfuckers, okay, y'all made this a little too fun for me. So that's why I can't shit on the squad. I'm like, y'all Digimilitians do look pretty cool. Like, really cool.
They're nice and fresh.
Like, dude, he even has a freaking earring on his ear. Like a little detail. But like, yeah, man, they were on their shit when it came to the designs. Like, they look really, really cool. And also, guys, this is the Dustmon episode I was talking about. This is actually where it took the biggest L. We can't watch all of this, but I need people to see this.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna get copyright. You're not gonna get copyright because like this show is almost 15 years old now. Why the hell would they copyright something that's
ownership? Trust me, they have their ways.
Trust me, they have their reasons. They'll copy it.
You know how it is, like intellectual
property. He gets kicked to the head. It doesn't feel anything.
No, that is insane, bro. That is insane. When you kick somebody and they just turn to the side, and it's like,
look at him.
Is that it? Is that it? You done,
bro? That was crazy.
He has a scary ass fucking design. Now look at him.
Okay,
right, bro.
All right.
Is that all you got?
He said, "I can't win."
What the fuck is this?
No. This was his realization right here. This was, and see Koji G checking him right here. This is what I mean. This is what he was talking about. He's like, dude, I told you. He said, like, you weren't there when I crossed swords with him. I thought he was even using half his strength against me, dude. like I felt nothing. Like, grab him, boys. He wants all of them to shoot him. So he's pulling the Goku versus Raditz. That was his plan.
Yeah, the problem is that shit failed.
No. The problem is he tanked that shit. That's the difference.
That's what I'm saying. That shit failed.
No. Also, Raditz was mad.
Like, he's just letting it happen. Like, that's the shit that makes it so funny. He's not even moving.
He's like, go ahead, throw everything you have at me. It's not gonna matter.
Remember, this is all their ultimates and like freaking. This is the ultimate, and he's like a freaking an amped up champion. Like, he might as well be an ultimate, literally.
This guy's literally in the thick of it and just like, I'm gonna absorb this and I'm gonna push it right back at your dumbasses in the worst. That's
well,
just
okay. Like, let's keep it a buck. They're like, at this point, they're all champion level, while this dude is like
ultimate,
low to high, ultimate mega.
Most of them are like ultimate level.
Only one mega, but he was like an ultimate plus at least. Because remember, it took a fusion to have to like contend with him and beat him. Yep, and he saved his ass. Yeah, he saved him because
that's what happened when you're too weak.
Because you're weak, you know.
Well, because these guys are champion level, while this dude is like high tier ultimate level. They shouldn't even be fighting this guy at this point.
Yeah. This is where he gets that. This is where he gets that wake up call, because he's looking at his brother and his face is like, wait a minute.
Yep, and also remember, this is where he freaked out and one shots everybody with a darkness haze.
Hell yeah.
Like, he basically did the Pokemon move technically, like darkness haze, and like everybody was captured right after this. Guys, darkness.
I'd technically say we're talking about Pokemon. That would technically.
Oh no, well, it's a Pokemon move called haze, but it leaves everything black. It's like
yeah. But you may as well say that's like haze with explosion, because pretty much they all did.
Not only did he lose, he got knocked into a different reality. Right here, look. And remember, this is the dark Locomon that takes you back, but not as yourself. You go back to the human world, but you do not come back as yourself. He got beat so bad that Dustmon shot him into another reality. I just love that shit. And I'm like, damn, I was like, damn, Digimon, I know niggas can take L's this hard.
That's the level of darkness it goes. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this shit, like, that's what I'm saying, bro. For parents out there that let their kids watch this, again, check your kids, motherfucker.
Just make sure your mom ain't religious.
Check your mother-loving kids, goddammit.
But it's the truth. I needed to say that to y'all. Yeah, just make sure she's not religious, bro, because every mom thinks all this stuff is Satan worshiping nuts. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say it out loud, but you know, Satan worshiping nut nonsense.
I mean, of course, we all know where you're going with it, but still, like, it still speaks to a lot. It's like, again, when you get defeated, it's a bad thing in your mindset.
I understand what it means to be a Digimon. I'm ready to accept the responsibility that comes with great power to truly become a Gunimon, warrior of flame.
Had enough?
Leave him alone!
Okay, let's
Yeah, I told you he felt like that, mate.
At last, the
Medieval
final
time.
player had the rock.
Then let's get this show on the road!
What?
Missed me, now you gotta get...
Shut up.
Thanks. That little whelp is much stronger than I remember.
He is the best thing in the show. But the fact that still Dustamon take that kick to the neck.
Now, Lobomon, free the others! Lobo Kendo! All right, guys, it's your turn.
Then we'll get copyrighted for it. And by the way, the background music when they transform is on my face.
Yeah, exactly.
Now. I just like how the boy went from a bear to a badass hybrid. This is crazy. I never would have thought of that. Beetlemon. I like Beetlemon too. Like I said, they have a lot of. I can tell that they have a lot of fun. Kazumar is one of my favorite females. He's like top five. Angel One didn't exist. He was like,
You said mine didn't exist. Oh,
oh, you don't know my list? My list is Digimon, Rosemon, Angelmon, and then it's Kazumar.
Isn't this sweet? Together at last. I love reunions.
Now, she has an ugly.
Here's it's time for the final
She has a
act
giant
of our
screen.
little
That's the only
play.
ugly
I
one I
should
don't
put on
like.
something more appropriate.
Yeah,
shut the octopus.
that's beyond.
You don't really think you can win? Haven't you heard? It's not nice to mess with Mother Nature. Let's finish this. Thunder Fist.
You forget your water, didn't you?
I'm sorry, I love when that girl gets on her hands and
What
feet
is
them like.
going on?
God damn. I
How did y'all get so strong?
We have a stronger ally than you could ever imagine.
Unbucket.
Look.
They're using the forces of nature to amplify their attacks. The master will be displeased.
Forget the master. What about us?
Will you stop sniveling, woman?
Beat us ever again.
This is why women deserve
I
less.
don't understand good anime.
Hey man, we
That
making girls.
technically means will you stop nagging women?
I just love the theater.
Takuya, my boy, you've matured.
Well, now what do we do?
He's like, you're never gonna beat us
Retreat and
again.
regroup.
I do like how you disappear though. The mirror dude is pretty sweet though.
Why are you retreating?
That is the last time that I listened to you, Mercurymon. You should have let me squash him.
The little humans are smarter than I thought, but fret not, milady, for within me a plan is hatching.
Look
All
at his
we
voice
need is a
acting.
more advantageous
I couldn't
location
get
to
over
spin
that, bro.
our
That was
web
the
of
funniest
woe.
voice actor of
So
all time.
sorry, you guys. This was
Anytime he would talk, even though I don't mind me evil motherfuckers with accents, that accent is hilarious.
Oh yeah, his accent was top tier though. That was the most greatest accent you've
Yeah, that accent is hilarious. And yes, guys, I don't want to get copyright claim. I apologize. I know I shouldn't have did it, but I couldn't help myself. It's just fun to watch.
I guarantee you're not going to get copyrighted.
I will.
Probably won't.
Trust
Probably
me.
may not.
We're watching
But
an
just in
episode
case,
whenever the
you know,
train-
it will be.
It
They'll
may
take
take
that
it
out
down,
if anything.
If anything, this episode might disappear. So don't worry, I'll keep it. And if I have to edit it, I'll edit it. That's fine. Me and Wally will do that. Because it's very entertaining to see all three of us go at each other. I'm not giving that up. I'm not giving that for nobody. So screw them in that regards. But yeah, guys, like I said, no matter what season it is, Digimon has its its highs, its lows, and it's even its in betweens. And I think, like I said, I think 3 or 4. I know 3 is very respected because of the last arc, how great.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people put big respects on 3.
Yeah. People put a lot of hype on it. Not to mention the 2 movies that it got too. That first one they did, that was pretty good. But the Runaway Locomon was character development for Rika as well, because they even showed their megas in that movie. So that was pretty cool. That's why the reason why I did like that was they showed the megas in the Runaway Locomon movie, and Beelzemon was in there too. So that was cool. But I'm gonna have to watch the fucking Digimon before I go to sleep. I gotta work tomorrow. But yeah. So if I were to put a grade for all of them, shit would be hard. I would, because I know you're gonna grade them too. But if I were to grade them, I love them both equally, even though they each have a strength and a weakness to them.
It's 20 years.
I'll say this. I'll put Tamers at a 9.5. I'll take 5 points off for that slow ass start. And that's about the only thing I'll give for that slow ass start. I'll give it a 9.5, and I would give Frontiers at 8.8, closing into a 9. That's what I would do. I think they're close to me. So yeah.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. I got something for you real quick.
Okay. Wally, what's your score for the other 2?
For mine, so for Tamers, for those, well, now Tamers in this one, this is a little bit like they're pretty much neck and neck in some formalities. I know in other people's rating scores they have a different setup and all that, which is just diabolical. But I guess that's for the overall population that's just looking at it. They don't know squat. For me, Tamers. Again, Tamers is like, it's a 9.5. It really was for the semantics of for the semantics of growth, because that's the main thing you always got to cater to when it comes to these things, like more so than the Digimon themselves. Because the Digimon, you got to remember this: the pets, aka the Digimons, they're a reflection of their main character. So that's another add-in of that. Because again, going back to what Jay said about the female character in Digimon Tamers, she was looking for the best Digimon so she could be the best Digimon tamer. Yep. And next thing you know, you get the Fox coming in saying, "I'm the best choice." So they're mirroring their own sentiments of ego and standpoints, even though reality they pretty much show the same thing of that moment of sympathy for themselves in their own visuals. So just that alone, it just goes to tell you all that put together. It's really that stuff is really catered into that format. Now for Frontiers, I would say in the same sentiments, it's pretty much right there too. I could say, 8.59. I put it up there like that. Pretty much the same thing, but again, story of overcoming all that and everyone else's trial and tribulations, as far as how they perceive themselves at the moment to where they perceive themselves as they get deeper into this, knowing the dangers of losing and how far it can go. So yeah, a lot of this is pretty much top tierness and whatever you want to look, however you want to look at it, based upon certain actions and everything. But the connections make everything that's why I said the stories of Digimon, even if it's you may think this is for kids, even though technically it's not, it's really for teenagers and adults, but literally crazy good stuff.
Oh, yeah, so would you give Frontiers? I know you gave
8.59.
Oh.
Done. Okay. Before we go, I just want to play this real quick just to prove a point on.
Go ahead.
Now, how'd you like to give those guys a little payback?
DNA charge! Overdrive! Agumon double warp Digiball 2!
God, he's so cool.
Shine Greymon! Now our turn. Let's go.
They got their asses beat so bad that they unlock a new level.
Overdrive! Galmon Double Warp Digiball 2!
See, that would make it interesting. They sort of took the protocols from Dragon Ball. You get beat up so fucking bad, by the time of the end of your life, next thing you know, you just go to the next level.
Mirage Galgamon!
DNA charge! Overdrive! Galmon Double Warp Digimon 2!
Into Battymon.
He was a baddie, I'll give you that much.
That's for Mega Form, actually. That's Lululemon Mega Form.
No way! I've never seen this before.
I can't believe they fucking fought like that.
Yeah, I forgot. These are the bioevolution Pokemon Digimon.
He's like, get your ass out my face. We
Biotechnology Digi
Yeah, I
Cat.
do one off.
Right?
I'll get the girl!
If you can.
Rose!
Wait. Digi has been.
I never thought the DNA charge could produce this. They're mega level now. We can't compete. I don't care what level they are. I will find a way to get them. Yeah. Good luck with that.
Let's end this.
Get cooked.
glorious burst.
Glorious burst! Full moon blaster!
Forbidden temptation!
Like, bruh, like I don't know, man. Like my top two, it had like Saviors and Cross Wars. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Look, Data Squad, I'll definitely give it a Data Squad because I like Data Squad. But
I gotta check it out, and maybe I can get past some things. I can get to it, but I'm just a more of a 3 or 4 guy, and I do.
no, I know about Data Squad. I give Data Squad credit, but X Wars no.
And I did.
Okay, but Wally, come on. But like, why? Like, just why?
Again, did you not hear me? Again, the dude every single time he Digiball is always Shoutmon something. Like nigga,
Yeah, like,
how
more
much
than
of a
Digimon gets any love,
sociopath
literally.
always in the limelight, motherfucker? Are you?
But he's
This
the
is-
main.
this
He's
is
the main
Hollywood.
character's Digimon.
Dude,
Like,
you do realize all he has like his base form is like a dinosaur with a scarf and a freaking mic.
Yeah, well, he has like a what do you call it? A guitar.
No. Well, Wally, I'm helping you argue. I'm just saying.
But that's why I'm saying like the dude is so fucking basic. It's not even.
He really is. Don't lie. He got a
Like,
microphone.
bro.
Come on, dude. This is kind of silly, though.
Like literally, like I try to bypass that so much, but it's like every single time I look at, it, I'm like, all you is just nothing but a bunch of scraps for everybody else, and then you're still the same dude. Like you're so
But-
cheesy.
But he becomes the Digimon King though.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, right. Congratulations.
Like,
Wait.
man, please.
Wait. Is that supposed to be an accomplishment? You become the king?
Well, yeah, because he killed the corrupt Digimon King. So yeah.
Look, for me, the greatness stops at Data Squad. That's where it stopped. That.
Oh wait. One more thing before we go. Hang on.
And we're gonna okay. Good.
Oh, come on, bro. We can't watch another video. I think we've dragged this on enough. We can watch it backstage, though, but it's cool. It's like,
True.
Right. Because we're a little becoming maniacs at this point. Animaniacs.
Well, I mean, the whole topic was what do you call it? Digimon, right? So there's a whole shit on top.
Yes, for 3 and 4.
Yeah, 3 through 4. We did an hour and 30 minutes, so 34 now. So I think we did a good job. Okay. Next week we might talk about what is that? Devil May Cry and some other stuff that just came out too. Forget. I'm watching something else, but I'm trying to remember what else it was too. we had another anime that came out like last. I think it was last lineup, and it was another 40-year-old dude managing to get like a hot looking chick. So I gotta give the animators credit for that again because they only did that with one. I'm chilling in my 30s and I'm retired from the Demon Army. They did that with that character with that storyline too. So and I like that one a lot personally. But the dude was strong too. So. Shout out to y'all giving them dudes my age is high change. I appreciate that. Actual bona fide wives. Now with that being said, we'll bring this stream to a close. If it gets taken down, it gets taken down. Don't worry, we'll come back and edit if we need to. I just don't want them to tear my channel, so that's all it is. With that being said, y'all peace out, good night. Me and Wally and yeah, we will talk to you guys at a momentary time, hopefully. And we'll probably talk more on when is that? The Thunderbolts come out next month?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thunderbolts. Hopefully that's good.
And Kang Dynasty.
And Kang Dynasty.
Yep.
That comes out this year?
Yeah. Kang Dynasty is back on the thing because what do you call it?
Back. Oh, you mean the idea that
I thought that was next year.
No, it's this year.
Or the year.
May 5th or whatever.
I'm gonna
Kang
go back and look at
Dynasty.
the list because well technically I need to make content about it anyways, but I need to look back at the list. But yeah,
we're gonna have to look at that.
Avengers.
I swear that was supposed to be like next year or the year after.
Hang on, what was it this year?
Yeah,
But I know they're bringing back Blade on and all that.